going to talk about the single leg deadlift, which is one of my favorite exercises for just general population, athletes, kids. I just think it's a very good functional exercise that everybody should be doing. So obviously our single leg deadlift is a variation of our normal deadlift. So we're just basically taking, just like a split squat as a variation of our deadlift, or of our squat. So here, more from the hips, less from the knees, and back up. So what a lot of times I see done wrong or done poorly or just done incorrectly, or they're just not getting the most out of the exercise, is that I always constantly see if I'm doing my left leg, this right hip comes up, right hip comes up, and they kind of really don't get a lot of the glute in there. That's kind of controlling the tracking of the knee. So first, what I like to do with everybody when starting out with them is RNT with it. So reactive neuromuscular training. So basically it's just like you're exaggerating the mistake. If my knees cave in on a squat, I put a band around my knees to exaggerate the mistake. That makes me, my body or mind just think, push the knees out. So what I like to do is just having, I just say, if we're on our left leg, we want to reach our right hand across the body. So I'll just say we see our left pocket in the mirror or wherever we are, reach this right hand for your left pocket. So here, reaching across, and what that kind of does is that fires up the glute, but also it kind of pushes this right pocket down towards the ground. So if we tend to shift that right pocket up towards the ceiling, we want to say reach across, and when we reach across, this kind of rotates this pelvis around our femur. So here we get more glute in there, reaching across and up. So another one that I see is that like the breaking of the back. So you'll see where they have a weight that they'll go down and they'll break, and then it's like I always just say you're trying to like you have a kink in the hose, so you're not going to get as much pressure, but you're not just going to get the most out of it. So what I'll say to people, and when I do this with a lot of exercises, John Wooden would, whenever he would demonstrate it, he would say, do this, not this, do this. So if I say, like, I always want good posture. So if I say, okay, I want you with good posture here, not this, so we put them in a crappy position, then we put them in the position that we want to have in, and then go from there. So they know the feeling of what it feels like to do something wrong. So from there, we reach across, back flat, and back up. Sorry for the shitty rep. Back flat, here, down, and back up. Back flat, here, come back up. So that's just with the body weight. When we get into weights and using kettlebells and dumbbells, we want to automatically think, I always tell them to have a strong grip, because a strong grip correlates to shoulder stability. So if I lose this shoulder, if I'm holding a weight, chances are everything below that shoulder is kind of going to get out of whack. So if I were to have a weight, I don't have a weight here, but no big deal. So if I were to have a weight and I were to lose the shoulder, chances are below the shoulder, in the spine, hips, is going to kind of get off. So I want to say tight grip, tight shoulder. Not saying it has to stay here, but I want it in that vicinity. I want you to have a tight grip, keeping it here, there, down, and then back up, down, and back up. And if we tell them to have that tight grip, try not to keep that shoulder in that same place. Have them hold the dumbbell. This is where I want it. This is where I don't want it. This is where I want it, and then go from there. We'll get better results. So RNT, always use. I love do this, not this, do this by John Wooden. So it's just, and also just like you're demonstrating what they shouldn't be doing, and they're feeling what they shouldn't be doing, and then what they should be doing. So this is how I would first teach the SLDL. I will see you tomorrow.